to car settings and run through some of the features that are in here to help you become familiar with the vehicle. So the first one we have is switch control, and as you can see there on the screen, you can control sunshade, you can open the windows, tailgate, lock and unlock doors, open all windows, close all windows all in one go. You can also use the Hello Baby feature. Open the sunshade.
Okay, sunshades is turned on.
Close the sunshade.
Okay, sunshades is turned off.
Exit.
Okay, bye.
So she does all that fabulous stuff. Isn't that good? She doesn't do everything that I was hoping for. I've asked her to turn on the headlamps, for example. She doesn't do that. So that's a little bit disappointing. I think that could be better. But what I do like about this vehicle is the lighting system seems to be pretty darn sharp. And I have mine set on auto lights, as I have for years, I guess. And the other one is intelligent high beam, which is fabulous. So the high beam will come on when the car senses that it should come on and turns itself off again. Not perfect, but pretty much bang on most of the time. Headlamp adjustment, normally you would have it on maybe 1 or 0 over here. If the vehicle was heavily loaded in the back and slightly nose up, then you would want to adjust those headlamps down, otherwise you might be blinding the cars coming the other way. So that's what this allows you to do. You can tilt the headlamps up or tilt the headlamps down. Rear fog lamp, which helps vehicles behind you see you in inclement weather. Oh, I love using that word. Make sure you use that according to your road laws. We also have the daytime running lamps, which are great. Headlamp off with delay if you're walking down the driveway and you need some lighting while you're making your way to the front door. That is a good feature to have. And also we have the reading lamps on. So they'll come on automatically when you open the cabin and jump in. Smart cabin. So this is where we have our rear view mirror adjustments. So we can fold them, we can unfold them. It's a bit like an old song. We can adjust them. When we adjust them, we're adjusting them on the steering wheel. So the right mirror will be adjusted by the center ball on the right hand side, up, down, left, right, to tilt them and to move them outwards or inwards. Left hand side is done on the left hand side of the steering wheel. It's pretty straightforward. Heating and ventilation. Love, love, love the heated steering wheel, particularly as you get older. It's good for the hands. And I also love the heating and cooling in the seats. That's great. And you've got the option of smart, so it turns on by itself. The other thing, disappointment, is that the passenger front seat doesn't get ventilation, but I don't care because I'm driving most of the time. Ta-da-ta-da. Driver assistance. Aha, this is the one that causes a little bit of concern and constance in the community. But let's say we have the forward collision mitigation system, which I do like. I'm quite happy for it to have the warning and the brake, but you can change it just to warning only. Set your sensitivity for that. Front cross traffic assistance, so you've got vehicles coming in from left and right, so you can have either warning or warning with braking. Then we have the rear warning collision, so a vehicle approaching rapidly from the rear. Vehicle will automatically turn on the hazard lights and alert you that the vehicle is about to run into the back of you, and if you're fortunate enough to have kept a big enough gap in front of you and you're watching them come barreling in, you might just slowly slide forward, even with your foot on the brake, to keep your brake lights lit up and avoid being hit if you're very, very lucky. It happened to me a couple of times, not in this car, but it's a possibility. Rear cross traffic assist. So we can have vehicles traveling left to right, say in a parking lot, and we're trying to back out, or let's say we're backing out of a driveway and vehicles coming from either side. So we have warning and warning with braking. which I don't mind at all. Blind spot detection is always great to have with a rear view mirror, so you know that someone's in your blind spot and helps you avoid you crossing in front of them or cutting in front of them. This is a good one for the door opening, so when you go to open your door, if there's a vehicle travelling past the car at that particular time, it will alert you and make you aware that there's a vehicle coming, so I don't think that's a bad thing. Lane departure assist, I'm okay with. I'm used to it with our other electric vehicles, so quite happy with it. You can choose how it works, whether you just want a prompt or a vibration on the steering wheel as well. What it does is pull the vehicle back into the centre of the lane, so it's perceiving the vehicle to be to either one side of the lane or the other. And the lane, it's looking at the lines on the road. Usually if there's no lines, it doesn't really work that well. But yeah, I think it's a reasonable system. The one that I don't like so much is the emergency lane keeping, because when it detects when there's no lanes, or the lanes are a little bit scrambled looking to the vehicle, it tends to go off a lot, so I drive with that one turned off. Intelligent speed assist, I generally have the overspeed reminder turned off, because if you're sitting on 61 in a 60k zone, it's quite annoying to have continually chiming away. Bing, 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 you're over the speed limit. So I don't like that one. The other one I had turned off is the speed limit update prompt tone. And I do leave the intelligent speed limit control on, because that works with your cruise control. Driving tips, so the other things that we can turn off are the fatigue alert and the distraction alert, if you choose to do so. Of course, these are all options for you. I find that these are generally excessive. I have, however, had experiences where I've been driving home late at night and 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not used to driving at that time, so these were quite handy to have on in that particular vehicle. So they're not completely useless, but they are frustrating at times if you're sitting at a roundabout waiting for traffic and looking to the left of your car, and the darn thing's telling you you're not looking straight ahead. That's a bit annoying. I do like the integrated cruise control assist, so I'm a big fan of it, particularly in this vehicle. I have an Geely X5, and it's quite twitchy on the steering. I tend to be a little bit to the right of the lane, centre of the lane. That's where I'm comfortable sitting. And so twitch, 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 the steering goes trying to pull me back to exactly in the centre. This one in the Aion UT seems to be a lot more relaxed about that. It seems to be more forgiving to being not quite there. This concise part means you can have detailed chit-chat being spoken to constantly about what you're doing wrong, or you can just have the very shortened version of that. And the parking system really is about the radar front and rear, which allows you to shoehorn this little thing into a tiny little spot, particularly if you do have the camera turned on. When you've got the cameras turned on, it's awesome. You can see my garage or my garbage, but there we go. Got the front view, the rear view, and the side view. Next to me, I have our house battery and then a whole pile of stuff there. Jump into the camera another time. Driving energy consumption. So here's where your driving mode is. You can choose sport, power or save, super power savings. So I think in super power savings, let's go. Oh, it's to enable it tells you what it does here. So basically it switches the aircon to saving mode, reduces the maximum speed of the vehicle to 90 kilometers an hour. Probably not going to work too well on the freeway, and it turns off the heating and cooling in the seats. So these things are something you can do yourself anyway, so maybe not really a good feature. Motion sickness helps reduce the kind of like motion you tend to get in electric vehicles, which is the lift up and the drop down, the lift up and the drop down as you come off the pedal. The regen kicks in and starts to give you a braking feeling, so it tips you forward in your seat, and then as you power up or throttle on, the vehicle lifts back up the front, so you end up with a rocking motion, which can cause some people to feel sick. I'm very sensitive to it myself, so to reduce that, it sets the energy recovery to low, so the regen's set on low. Braking response is standard, so it's not that more instantaneous sport braking. And the comfort parking set is also turned on, so that can be helpful. For me, in terms of feeling that rocking motion, I would probably go with power save, and that will be a more gentle acceleration and a more gentle braking. But mostly I'm sitting on comfort and weak regenerative braking here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.